Did you know the main drawbridge porter outfit looks very similar to the sneaking suit from MGS5? Its default color is also black, which has historically been the color scheme of Snake's sneaking suits throughout the franchise. In fact, Death Stranding 2 has even more references to MGS than in the first game. Many characters do and say things directly from the series.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Kept you waiting, huh?
Something akin to a phantom pain.
My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom pain.
Nirvana straight up puts on the boss's headband before every fight, and the DHV Magellan heavily resembles Metal Gear Rex and Sahelanthropus, with it having a railgun which makes its silhouette look very similar. Pretty much anything else in the game that's made out of metal looks like it came straight out of Metal Gear, since it's all from the same artist, Yoji Shinkawa. Plus, inside Sam's room, one of the books he reads is Moby Dick, which is the core inspiration of MGS5's story. Hence why all the whale symbolism in both that game and more prominently in Death Stranding. But this is just one of many amazing details we're gonna share about Death Stranding 2. Spoiler warning, but in the final mission of the game, when you travel through the tar, you see everyone's car inside the DHV Magellan, including Tarman's son alongside the other crew members, which may confirm that his soul is actually trapped inside the tar cat, which is also why you can see Dollman's real body instead of the toy. Plus, after finishing the game, all characters send SNS messages or mention things that secretly happen in the post-credit cutscenes. For example, we get a tour of Sam's old room showing this doll next to a jar of perfectly ripened apples. This was the toy of Dollman's daughter before he got trapped inside, which caused it to change and look like him, meaning the drawbridge crew found a way to set his soul free shortly after the final mission.
But your soul's trapped in that doll forever?
Perhaps. But if I could break free from this thing, maybe then I can be reunited with my daughter. When that happy day might come, I cannot say.
Dollman also says,
Morrow may have mastered her unique abilities. She can complete the apple aging exercise flawlessly and with remarkable consistency.
Hartman's SNS mentions signs of a new portal gate opening soon, which Tomorrow is shown heading into, and Rainy's SNS says she's gonna check on her baby with Tomorrow at the FB Medical Center, which explains the photo at the end. La Madre's baby is also confirmed to start growing when visiting her after finishing the game. The different colored BT variations make a return in Death Stranding 2, but with some interesting improvements. The golden gazes, for example, now have the ability to roam around the area much faster than any other BT. And if you remember from my last video, I mentioned golden hunters appear in places near where you triggered a void out, and getting caught by them will instantly result in a game over screen instead of a boss fight. Well, Kojima made this a part of the lore in Death Stranding 2, since the DHV Magellan can now fire golden hunters onto other humans that drag them down in the tar without also causing a void out or catches to appear. Originally, this happened because the first game didn't allow 2 void outs to happen in one area, but I'm so glad they made it into a game feature now. The silver Kojima shaped hunters that remove objects blocking the player or other porters on the field can now also take dead bodies under the tar from the DHV Magellan, which is much quicker than cremating them. We all know the best character is the pizza chef who gives you a rubber dough to knock enemies out with. But if you get his facility to 2 stars, he'll then send you an SNS containing a secret code. By using it in the weapons menu, it'll switch all your gun's ammo to lethal damage, which allows Sam to kill his enemies. Unlike in the first game, Death Stranding 2 combined non-lethal rubber and blood type bullets into the same base ammo type to make the combat more streamlined without worrying about causing void outs. But it's cool Kojima still added this feature in for anyone who isn't a pacifist, though Dollman will scold you for doing it.
Sam, I'm sure you know this deep down, but killing people flies in the face of what it means to be a porter. Mercy is part of what makes us human.
When it's raining timefall, animals exposed out in the open will actually age really fast and die. Going up to their bodies after, you can dig a hole and create a digital tombstone for them, which is by far one of my favorite features in the game. So don't forget to save animals as it starts to rain in Death Stranding 2, since you can find some pretty rare ones, including albino variants, which is pretty much shiny Pokemon at this point. Some shiny animals are even located in cool places like this peacock hiding next to a bunch of torii gates in the desert. Also, the fact that you can catch giant bosses in the game by throwing an EX grenade in their mouth and summon them to fight other bosses is something I never knew I wanted from Death Stranding. So Kojima, please make a Pokemon game in the future. By looking up at the sky at night, you'll sometimes see a floating monorail, which many thought to be a bug in the game. This is in fact a ghost monorail driven by BTs. Going into photo mode, you can clearly see Kojima made sure this ship had a cute little ghoul monster as its captain, and staring at it for too long or shooting at it will cause the monorail to drop BTs that run after you and explode on touch. This can be a quick source of chiral crystals since it drops around 1,000 every time. The channel Eater Pod has a great guide on how to see the train up close, which is how I was able to get some of these shots. And as a side note, the Ghost Monorail can appear in the early mornings as well. I absolutely love this Easter egg and I'm so glad Kojima added this in. Speaking of which, we're gonna rapid fire some small Easter eggs. Sam's left arm can't throw objects as far as his right since he's right hand dominant. Looking down from high places will cause Sam to get slight vertigo. After earthquakes, water levels rise and turn orange with a lot of debris and sometimes dead fish flowing downstream. Sleeping in the mountaintops will cause Sam to pull out a sleeping bag while in the first game he just dies, which is pretty cool. It took the legendary Porter himself a couple of years to figure out that you probably need a sleeping bag in the mountains. Some delivery items can be pretty interesting, like the chupacabra in Mexico, so let me know what your favorite is down below. Death Stranding 2 is one of the most visually stunning games released to date on the PS5. Although most of the environment is deserts, Kojima doesn't fail to put absolutely stunning views and scenes at every corner that made me stop on multiple occasions just to soak it all in. Heck, the camera sometimes flies up to the sky just so you can get a better look at the scenery, which is so cool. And spoiler warning again, but I can't not mention how cool the final boss fight area was. You have massive BTs boxing each other far off in the distance, while Sam runs through the beach with his chiral guitar fighting off waves of enemies. Not to mention the cyborg ninja duel versing this red jacked up version of Raiden, as well as the most ridiculous guitar battle with Higgs as the extinction entity is about to blow up the entire world. It's all reminiscent of MGS4's ending, but with Kojima's newly found creative freedom as an independent developer. This is gonna be hands down one of gaming's most cinematic pieces of all time that doesn't take itself too seriously. But there's even more hidden details scattered around Death Stranding 1, which you can find out more about in this video here.